Love that. Well, I wanted to make sure that I recorded, and that was a huge shout out to Kayla. Congratulations. If you are not on here, you just got a huge shout out to you taking your first listing at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Go guys. It's always that first listing. Once you get past that first one, it just becomes, oh, that's what I can do. But that's what you call thinking outside the box, doing whatever it takes. Yeah. And that's super commendable. So I can't wait to hear her side, because taking the listing at 7 a.m. is it's interesting. It's got a story behind it, right? You don't take a listing. You know, she real played. She real played this morning.
Yes, she did. She
and she's conditioned at 7 a.m. to be in business mode and took it.
Yep. I take a picture of everybody that comes to role plays for practice every morning.
Right.
Right on the screen. And one face you can always see every morning is Kayla's face. And I had just said earlier this week, Kayla, keep doing the activity, keep practicing, keep doing what you're doing, because the listing will come, because now you know what to say. And she had a real play at 7 a.m. this morning, get her first listing. So super proud of her and super grateful to be in business with her, because she is consistent every single day. 7 a.m. comes at the same time for all of us.
Love that. Love that. And here we go. Can you guys hear that in internet world?
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah, I got the microphone right here, so I'm hoping that that message is transforming.
Maybe what was that?
That's what I was hoping.
So maybe we may need to stand up.
It's possible. Could you guys hear Sarah when she was sharing gratitude to Kayla?
Yes, but
Yes.
you cannot hear clearly, like 100% clear.
Yeah. So this is the microphone, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go up and say, come on.
Yeah. Abridged version. The abridged version. Here.
Anytime someone wants to talk.
Here, why don't you guys sit right there
All right.
and go ahead.
Oh, she's coming up with her little thing.
That's awesome. You weren't planning on it?
Go ahead, sit down. Is she on here?
I don't know.
Is Kayla on here, on there?
People will know.
That's okay. We're gonna say it
She's
anyway.
not.
This is being recorded. So go ahead and give her your shout out, Shani.
Kayla, I'm super proud of you for obtaining your first listing this morning at 7 a.m. That is absolutely amazing. You are doing the activities. Now you're gonna get to be in momentum, and I'm just forever grateful to be in business with you, and I'm proud of you. Good
We're
job,
all
Mama.
proud.
Yes, we are so proud of you, Kayla. Super, super proud of you. When I take that picture every morning of who is on role play for practice, your picture is always in there because you show up every single morning. Kayla signs in at 6:59 a.m. every single morning to our role play for practice at 7 a.m. And I said earlier, just keep doing what you're doing, because now you know what to say. And then you went out today and you did a real play and you got the listing. Congratulations. Super proud to be in business with you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
This one's got her.
Good. So good, so good. All right. Anyway, anyone on internet land? You guys have anything you want to share? That was super high gratitude. Yes, no, maybe so. Anyone internet land want to share something good? This is so awkward. All right, and we're gonna get ourselves started because we got ourselves some good stuff to share today. All right, so let's get this started with our mission, our vision, our values, our belief and perspective. So can I get a volunteer to read our mission here at Keller Williams?
To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
All right, and our vision.
To be the real estate company of choice for agents and customers.
Awesome. How about our values? Yes. All right. Oh shoot. Our beliefs. I'm gonna go win-win, and you're gonna go integrity.
Do the right thing.
Customers.
Always come first.
Commitment.
In all things.
Communication.
Seek first to understand.
Creativity.
Ideas before results.
Teamwork.
Together, everyone achieves more.
Trust.
Start with honesty.
Equity.
Opportunities for all.
Success.
Results for people.
So today is a summary of a few of them. I'm gonna go with first, creativity. Ideas before results. Now, many of you are here today because of the insane number that I promoted this event with, which is 2,500 dials. I promise everyone in this room, everyone on internet land, everyone, that if you don't have an idea first that you're going to do it, you will never have the result. And so in our belief system where it's creativity, ideas before results, today is an accumulation of that one piece of our belief system. You must plan, bless you. What was that? You must plan what it is. You must plan what it is that what you want to accomplish before you can actually do it. And that's in summary exactly what creativity, ideas before results. And today, success results through people. Well, quite honestly, if Mate didn't commit to excellence, then we wouldn't have this topic today to influence and help and have each one of us grow. So that's a breakdown, a bit of why we do this every week, why we slow down, because this is a foundation of running your business. Why not have a win-win? Why not plan what it is you want to do before you execute it? So why not commit to everything that you do? So again, that's who we are and why we do what we do. Our perspective, we're a technology company that provides the real estate platform that agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer. We act like a trainer consultant, which is what we're going to be diving into today. And we focus all of our activities on service, productivity, and of course, profitability. So Sarah, come on down. I think the best bet is sitting here. You can, we're aligned right here. Unfortunately, oh, it does work. You can click the clicker. Let's work in a second.
Dan, you're gonna give me the clicker.
I gave you a clicker.
I don't know about that. All right, so I'm Sarah Licacosta. I am the productivity coach for the Aventura office. And what the heck does that mean? Let me break it down real simple. The productivity coach partners with you either as a new agent or an agent that wants to go into momentum or wherever you are in your career. My job is to hold your feet to the fire, which means whatever you said you wanted to accomplish, I'm going to hold up that receipt for you and hold your feet to the fire. My goal with new agents is to get you to cap within your first year, right? Basically, I help put $75,000 into your pocket. That's my job, right? But you have to do the activities and you have to be coachable. In other words, if I tell you to jump, don't ask me why, just jump in, right? That's it. So that's what my job is. That's what I'm here to do. I will love you through it. You can get mad and it's okay, but at the end of the day, we're going to grow together. That's what this is all about. Is you got a real estate license because you had a dream, you had hopes. My job is to make sure that we take those dreams and hopes, turn them into goals, action plans, and get you to do it so that then you could live that life that you were dreaming and hoping about, your best life. All right, so what I'm gonna do today, so congratulations on your first listing with Keller Williams Elite Properties. We have to share that story because this one almost got me arrested with that nonsense. Oh, I'm sorry, it was the other one. Thank you. Oh yeah, this was the one that blocked you.
Yes, the butt walk.
So we gotta tell you the story. And then first listing, and she just closed yesterday on her first listing. $740,000 listing. Pull-up queen, expired listing. She was actually this one shopping for buyers. So we'll have to tell you the story in another team meeting, but amazing job, amazing. Super proud of you. Congratulations. Yana, who is not at the team meeting. She's not physically here, but this was a brand new agent who came in, and I have a now investor that wants to buy right now. And that is a nightmare for when you don't know the contracts and you don't know da-da-da. And she spent weekends with me on the phone via Zoom, getting her contracts done and going through the process. So congratulations to Yana. That's what a productivity coach is. I'm a pain in the ass. You're gonna sometimes call me and say, yeah, let's jump on a Zoom call real quick. You're like, but my hair exploded, mine too. Congratulations to Dominic Matozo, who is killing the game. 2 closings in May, just had a closing last week, has one under contract, just put up a new listing, and that second listing coming up, that's gonna go live on Tuesday. So he is rolling in momentum, right? And I love we celebrate the greatness, we celebrate everything that's good. But I'll be honest with you, sometimes when you get in momentum, you're gonna get mad at me. And we're gonna have some real hard conversations. And you can say whatever you want, because I got broad shoulders, right? But because you gotta let it out. You start to get uncomfortable. It gets real crazy when you've got a lot of things going on. But it's okay, we're gonna get through it together. We have a whole team of people to support you, right? And that's what it's about. So amazing job, Dominic, super proud of you. I mean, this is why I do what I do. Okay. First commercial listing. I'm a residential specialist, by the way, so guess what? We're both learning together. She was door knocking in a neighborhood, met a person that owns commercial properties and said, I'm not selling my house, but come meet me at my office. And then she has a townhouse that she just listed in Miramar, and we're about to, we have like 15 offers, so we're gonna be reviewing the offers, presenting it to the seller, so we'll be under contract shortly. This is what you want them stacked, one after the other. But Kim kicks ass. She kicks ass from 11 to 1, she's on the phone. From 1 to 3, she's knocking on doors. Today, she's covering the front. Single mom, but this is what you want to do, stay in momentum, right? I tell Kim to jump. She says, how many jumps should I do consecutively, right? Conversation changes as you start to have results. So love this, amazing, so proud of you, Kim. All right. So I am going to stand up because it doesn't really make much difference because I'm so dang tall. So no, you're good.
No, really, it's.
Oh, it does. I'll sit down.
No. I can move it.
I
You can stand up. I just gotta move.
Oh, okay, cool. It's just that I'm used to being so short that it really doesn't matter one way or the other. So I want to introduce our lunch sponsor. So My Guys Moving is a great moving company. What I like about them is that they own the trucks, they have their own employees, they're not a broker. The other thing I like is that Manny will return my phone call. One of my favorite things is I had a situation where I needed the moving company to get paid from the seller at closing. And we were able to make that arrangement. So if you're working with a buyer or a seller, and it's a bonus to be able to offer, hey, moving costs, pay at the closing table, not up front, right? That's amazing. So I want to bring Manny up. He is the representative from My Guys Moving, and I want to give him a few minutes to introduce himself, and he'll be here after the meeting. So please, by all means, go up to him, get his business card, create your own relationship. Manny, come on out.
So I got a book for you guys before I get started. So I just want to pass this out. So put your business card in there. I'll have Sarah draw the winner. Just one of my favorite books. I feel like this is probably a little bit of my foundation. Think of written by Napoleon Hill, it's one of his masterpieces. So put your business card in there and hopefully the lucky winner in the today, right? So I had a video that I'm not sure if they have pressed up. So my guy through this store, my name's Manny. I've been with my guy through this store now 3 years. We are full service movers, local and long distance. We're not limited. Okay. There you go. So yeah, so we're not limited to just Broward, we're not limited to just Florida, we're limited to the US. Long term, we'll go international, but right now we're in the US, right? So we're full service movers, so any aspect of moving that you guys would love to deal with, love to service you guys. We actually specialize in relationships with realtors, because guess what? You guys have to talk on first, right? So you guys are like our best friends. We love working with you guys. So in any aspect, you guys have us as a resource. And this video that I'm going to show you guys today is actually from the Keller Williams Cold Springs office. And in this office was the agent named Jason Kaplan. I'm not sure if you guys know the name. But he had his seller that we serviced. And the client loved the services so much, they referred us to the actual buyers of their properties. And luckily for me, I have a good friend of mine that does video. And he's actually going to be here, so I'll give you guys some credit for him. But we're going to play this video, see what they have to say.
We've been working with my guys. They've been so responsive. They came to us last minute. We requested them the week we needed to move. So everything's been great. They've been so careful with all of our furniture. Everything's just been superb.
I'm sure you guys saw the video. A lot of the factors that eliminates a lot of problems for clients. The fact that we probably protect the layers of protection we put in place between not only just the inventory of the home, but actually the property. We lay down floor to protect the walls. So a lot of times, at the end of the day, we're not perfect movers. We love stressing out. It's real we work in the front. The beauty behind it is the contact that you have. See, that's the challenge in this industry as a realtor, right? So we have a referral for the title guy, we have a referral for the insurance, we have a referral for a lot of things, but we always want to push off moving. And really, the reason is that you don't have a contact. And that's what we want to provide for you. And as we grow, we're going to have more and more agents that are going to be specializing and working with realtors so we can maximize the business. Because at the end of the day, your clients have to get home, right? So how are they going to get home is the key. So that's what we want to provide for you guys. Thank you guys for the time. And
Awesome.
We have a partnership.
And the winner is.
Okay. Stacy is winner.
Who's Stacy?
Is it, sorry, Danny? Danny, that's good.
All right. Awesome. All right, Manny, thank you. Manny, congratulations. And let's get this thing started. Mate, come on down. I would say we have intro music. All right, let's figure this out. Let me say, we're gonna sit. I'm gonna move this to where we can actually see each other. So I'm gonna move the chair so that we can.
We have to sit.
You don't have to. Do you not want to? You don't want to. You don't have to.
I obey the rules.
Oh man. So yeah, no, we're spot on. We're in it. So.
Well, first I wanna say thank you, Manny. Sarah, amazing energy. You guys are blessed to have a PC that obviously cares for you. And PC helped me at the very beginning. It was no brainer. So, but I really wanna acknowledge you. Amazing energy, and you guys are really blessed to have a person as Sarah as your PC.
Yeah. Thank you.
So after the stage, we didn't talk about absolutely anything. He just invited me. I said, sure, this is one of the rare offices I didn't come to either teach a class or do something. So appreciate the invite.
No, man, we're gonna have fun. I promise. And so this is the way this is gonna go. We got, let's just say 20 minutes or so. We'll chat for 10, 15 of it, and then we'll open it up to Q&A, where go wherever you guys want to go. We'll leave a little bit of time for Ariana and Catherine. Catherine's on Zoom land, and Ariana at the end. And then if you guys want, if you have some time, then we'll leave it open to some Q&A to stay after 1 o'clock, because we'll probably push up until then. So at the end of the day, there's no real agenda. I'd love for one, you to get the recognition that you deserve, and two, because you do things so selflessly, you do it because it's just the right things to do. You have this uncanny ability to touch other people's lives and influence them. I know, now I got him blushing. And
about the same person.
I know, right? And so let's start with who is Mate, and what's your journey been? Because that accent's not from Tennessee, right? Yeah. So floor is yours.
Born and raised, well, born in Yugoslavia, then country fell apart, went through civil war. I was in Serbia, born in Belgrade, Serbia, which is capital. I was always passionate about sport, about other people. I played rugby at a very high level. I was a national captain for under 18, under 20. I was vice captain for a senior squad. I was the captain of our club that was champion many years. I played in Russia for money. So imagine Russia in January, super nice and warm, almost like Miami. It was fun. I'm grateful for rugby. It taught me a lot. It taught me about leadership, about being a team player and really caring about others and leading by example. Worked in Serbia, worked few jobs for $300-400 a month. It was really surviving. It wasn't a living like in this country. Here we have opportunity to live. Majority in Serbia are unfortunately surviving. That's it. Came to the States as a lifeguard, worked for $8 an hour in 2009. That company promoted me the next year to be a supervisor. I supervised 11 locations, and right after that, I became a staffing director. So my responsibility was I had to interview hundreds of students that would come here to be lifeguards, same work and travel program that I was. I had to rent apartments for them, furniture. I was also a Red Cross instructor for lifeguarding and CPR. And then once I finished with hiring, I make sure their supervisors are taking care of them, because I don't want these lifeguards to have a bad experience. And sometimes certain people would get some ego, and I don't really allow that. We're all human. We all walk on the same earth, breathe the same air, drink the same water, so no need for that. Let's just be nice and kind to each other. So when the season will already start, I will go and hunt and look for more contracts for the company. And that's really where my sales started.
So the reality is that you have a pedigree of being a professional real estate agent, right?
Well, I was a bartender. When I moved to Miami, I was a bartender and bar manager in a nightclub. That they simply, you have to make money by being outgoing and talking and being fast. So that's one thing I'm grateful about working in a nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
That is really fast-paced environment and dealing with different personalities.
Mm.
But no one, I didn't meet anyone who was raised saying, I'm going to be a lifeguard.
Right.
I wanted to be a pilot. I remember that essay I needed to write.
So how long you've been in the business? Let's start with that.
So I have my license since March 2014. So I have a license for 8 years, but June 29 is when I really consider myself becoming a realtor and pursuing full-time career. That's when I joined Keller Williams in Kendall.
Right.
Mark Land made that warm call, invited me. And when I heard that I can have a coach without investing money out of pocket, I paid at the end, I was like, sign me in.
Right.
So I jumped in. So June 29, 2014, they taught me, well, you can actually prospect. My previous company didn't really taught a great broker, just I didn't get the training I was hoping for. And when they told me you can prospect, I was like, that's easy. All I have to do is pick up the call and call random people. So I was very, very obsessed with studying scripts. for the first 4 weeks, I would invest 2-3 hours daily. I would watch videos, I would role play, I would chase people in my office. And there were some tough decisions to make.
Right.
When joining the company within 9 days, I had to make a decision, career or marriage. So I'm here, guys. And she's amazing mother, great co-parent. Just the marriage didn't work out, and that's okay. I'm in peace. Like I love her for who she is.
Right.
No hard feelings, but I'm sharing with you because in this journey we are gonna have to make some tough decisions.
There we
And
go.
that's okay. That's called life.
So you've been in the business 8 years. You've been on a journey. It definitely hasn't been a rocket ship. Would we agree?
It was sinking ship for a very long time.
So let's go there. So clearly your career path right now is not a sinking ship. So let's go to where things weren't rainbows and unicorns. What was a deciding factor or a deciding action that changed the course of your career?
Training television games.
So what about that?
Training, opportunities. I was just amazed on how many ways we can actually help people. So long story short, I remember I was studying scripts. I was very obsessed learning what to do. And one mistake I made is I wasn't making the activities. I was just being a student for a month. And then I remember August 2nd, I purchased Vulcan 7, which was $300 investment. And reserves were not there. It was so I dialed for 3.5 hours, my first session, without even considering appointment. I was just getting in the habit of talking to people. So the second day I set up appointment. And then within like 5 months, I set up 30 listing appointments. How many listings do you think, guys, I signed?
So out of 30 listing appointments, how many did you get signed?
One? How many? There you go. Big potato.
The
Zero.
big potato.
I didn't know how to pre-qualify. I didn't know how to present. I was failing on a very, very high level. And honestly, this is what it's about. Just not deciding to quit. Quitting was never an option. So I decided to simply fail on a very high level, learn from my mistakes, and move on. Brush it off and move forward. Because there's only, life is like a river. It only moves forward. So if you look and waste too much looking at the back, life might go away.
All right.
And then I joined the team.
So let's talk about that because that's where I want a piece of this to go. But I want to kind of end on the team and that journey. Because joining a productivity coaching program was one of the first steps. What is one skill that you feel you've learned through the beginning stages of your career, coaching, that has propelled you to who you've become as a salesman today?
Creating a plan.
What does that mean?
It's very simple. Failing to plan equals planning to fail.
Ooh.
So if we don't have a roadmap and we don't have our checkpoints where we want to be in life, do we really know the direction we're heading to? Or are we just wandering around and hoping for wind to take us the right direction?
Absolutely.
So having a plan in everything is important, not only in real estate business, in absolutely everything. I signed up to do a half marathon October 9th at Pensacola, and I'm gonna get a program. I'll make sure I follow that program.
Sounds perfect. And so speaking of having a plan and executing a plan, there was a call session a week or so ago that you performed ridiculous numbers in many people's eyes. So let's back up to kind of the structure, not the results yet, but the structure of that day, what preparation you had, and then what the results were.
So how many of you know who Ben Kenny and Chris Suarez are?
Ben Kinney and Chris Suarez. If not, write their names down.
They are co-owners of The Place, which is a real estate platform that has over 180 expansion teams. They are only partnering with top 1% teams in the country, and our team is blessed to be part of their network. So a few weeks ago, Ben announced, hey, we're gonna do this competition. There's gonna be different categories. Whoever wins, we're gonna bring them to Bellingham to spend the whole day with our team, to have a lunch with me, and to do whatever else you guys wanna do.
So hold that thought. So I want to kind of back up because you shared something, and I want to make sure that there's impact on something you just shared. So we started the first 10 minutes of this conversation with the importance of having a coach, of being in a coaching program, having accountability. And that's for a newer agent. And then he asked, hey, have you guys heard of these two gentlemen, which are in the top 1 iota if % of the top agents? We're talking upwards of millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars per year in their businesses. And they created a platform that the top 1% of businesses in our country, real estate wise, can join and partner as business people. Like a new agent partners with a coach. This is the top businesses in the country join this program to take their businesses to the next level. Just kind of want to connect the dots to what Place is. We're going to do question and answer towards the end. Chris Suarez and Ben Kinney.
Chris Suarez with H? Chris?
Yes.
With H?
Yes.
Cool. And so Place, which is their organization that your real estate team is a partner with, now go with what they had a call day.
We had a call day, and there were a few different categories. I didn't want to chase 2 rabbits, so I dedicated my whole day for the one category, and just for fun, I was mentally prepared to win. I did everything I could have done. That was on Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, I run 5 miles each day, which I never do. I usually stop around 3.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna really push myself to see how far I can go with this. And I'm saying running because everything matters. What we do physically, what we eat, what we read, who we listen, everything matters, guys. Don't try to, for someone else to tell you it doesn't matter. I was blessed that I spoke with my sister on Sunday coming back from Kala, and she said, oh, you wake up early, because I wake up at 4 a.m. for over 5 years now. And she said, oh, you wake up early, just call Singapore. And I was like, I can't call Singapore, but I can stay in late and call Bellingham. So I got 2 phones, 2 headsets. I got a calling list for Bellingham. I got a Google Voice for Bellingham because I figured, well, they're not going to pick up if I have a call from 305 number. So I really created a plan, and I tested myself, okay, how many dials I can do with Mojo in 1 hour, which I already had idea because we're using Mojo for many years. And I needed this, really, I needed this because last year I don't know if it's blessed or cursed, but I worked the least amount of hours and I made the least amount of contacts, and somehow I managed to make the most amount of money, which I'm not proud of, because I would be on the much higher level that I am today. And I was like slowing down. I was not fulfilling my potential, and I was like, okay, this is the moment where I'm gonna like stop and be 100% there.
So let's pause there for a second, because we have a lot of people on the internet, some people who hopped on, and so let's set the foundation. You said I worked the least amount of hours and I made the most amount of money. And so let's not go with the amount of money, and yet how many units and how much volume did you contribute to your business last year?
Personally, I did 28 and just over 10 million, and then I don't track how many listings I signed with other team members because I don't calculate it. For me, going and securing business for team member is really something I don't track. I do it because I want them to succeed. So we're probably looking at 13 plus million, 14 million.
So we're looking at 2 closings a month, every single month. And a couple months, we've closed multiple units personally, plus he has his hands on multiple other transactions.
I work, I traveled a lot. I went to Europe, like
There's no doubt.
I didn't even work.
This is
Close to club.
It's huge. It's huge because there's multiple angles here. Angle number 1 is anyone who has a limiting belief that an accent stops you from selling a lot of real estate. Let's squash that right now. Number 2,
Can I pick
yeah,
it?
please.
Accent is the biggest advantage that one can have. I don't have to call people so often. They remember the funky accent. And they even say, I know who you are. I recognize your voice. So if you're looking at something potentially as your weakness, just switch roles, change your perspective, look at it as your strength, because that's what it is.
Got it. And so when we go back to our mission at Keller Williams to build careers worth having, lives worth living, you're like, yo, I traveled more than I ever have, and I made more money than I ever had last year. So what I want you guys to hear, it wasn't about the units, it was about the life that he's created because he understands the activities that have to be done every day. So let's go back to the day. So it's a call day and you said, hey, I'm going to hit these numbers no matter what. And I know I really shouldn't make calls in South Florida at a certain time. What was your cutoff time in South Florida time-wise?
That day or
That day?
That day I put 8 p.m. and I was very excited to call Bellingham. So I actually started at 7:30.
Okay, perfect. So what I want you guys to hear is his call window was until 8 p.m. in South Florida. And because he understands, and I don't want to speak for you, but yet, because he understands that this is a lead generation business, he then decided to call the other side of the country where it's now 5 p.m. and continue generating leads. Because if you generated a listing appointment, you'd still get paid on it, right?
That's the highest dollar per hour activity you can do.
Hear that, guys. Setting referrals to other agents is the highest dollar per dollar return on your time. Because all you have to do is give them a name, and as skilled as you may be, you simply say, hey, here's a listing opportunity. Here's a hot buyer in Washington State. Go run with it, and you get yourself paid.
Can I get back on
your
the
show.
So every agent that join our team or any place team throughout the first 30 or 60 days they have to do what we call $1,000 dial day. That means that they use modular 3-line dialer and they have to call 1,000 people. It can take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours or so, depending 5.5 to 8 hours, depending how efficient they are. And we celebrate those people.
Hold on. So let me see if I heard that right. To join this team, to join this program, as an initiation, it's 1,000 dials in a day.
Well, not as an initiation. Throughout first 30, 60, 90 days with our team, our agent partners are required to do that. We want to see how gritty they are, how dedicated they are, and really put them under pressure, because everything good in life, a lot of things under life comes under pressure. Right. So I personally never done that because I was a partner, and I became partner in the team in 2019. Yet I was excited. Number one, and you're gonna see me, I'm very blunt. I did it for myself initially, but then throughout conversation, I realized that this can be like huge. And the reason why is like, well, now not only our team, but any other 180 operators in the network can say, if the new agent says, wow, I'm gonna do 1,000 dials, that's impossible. Well, they can say, well, one of us did 2,500. There is someone else who did 2,200. Like if I didn't move to the West Coast, I probably wouldn't win. It's the 4-minute mile, guys. Robert Bannister. No one,
thousands of years, no human can break the 4-minute mile. Robert Bannister did it for the first time, and then 3 people broke it within months. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Like when you hear 2,500 dials, whose stomach drops? Great, those of you that didn't raise your hand, you're doing it tomorrow. Right? And the reality is, this is what it means to be part of something where you can communicate, collaborate, share, fail forward. And so out of 2,500 dials, how many contacts, what were some of the results of this one-day activity?
So 12 hours in Miami, I don't know how many dials, because I didn't cut dials between Bellingham and Miami, but I spoke with 86 people and I had 11 leads. And I was really, people that wanted to talk with me for too long, I would just set them up and to call the next days. And I set up 2 appointments in follow-up days, I'm on listing so far. And I was trying to be as efficient as possible. My goal was to really, I look myself as a rookie in the place environment, and I had the opportunity to play with the all-stars. And there are some teams that are doing massive business. Our team is at 103 units last year. There are teams that are doing 1,000 units there. So I wanted to push myself and say, okay, let's see if the rookie can play with the all-stars. That's why I kind of wired myself. So that was 12 hours in Miami, 3 hours in Bellingham. We had 39 contacts, 8 very, very strong. From 8 leads, 5 were very, very solid. Now the benefits, I don't speak Spanish. I live in Canada. So you can already connect the dots. Sometimes my conversations on Spanish can be very limited. Therefore, Bellingham was just really a bullseye for me.
That's awesome. So what I want you guys to hear is Mate sells out of Kendall, which is a highly Hispanic population and first language, and still cranking it. It's taking listings, converting, and leading at the highest level.
I mean, it's cool. You know, what I love about Bellingham is there's always someone that is doing better. And in place, there's always someone that is doing better. And sometimes we have to be inspired, and sometimes we're going to be doing inspired. And I love both, and I need both. Like, it's not a goal to be a #1 in Kendall or in Miami. The number goal is to be inspired by someone else and also inspired somewhere, because we were all beginners at some point. So I kind of hit my threshold, doing 30 transactions and signing 32 listings year after year, and I just got tired of it, honestly. Even though it sounds good, I want to grow, I want to be better, I want to get to the 100 listings a year agent, so I can help someone else get to 40, 50, 60, whatever their goal is. I mean, I might be a little obsessed with this, yet I see it as a dedication.
What do you think could possibly get in the way as you grow and mature and find new ways to lead others? What could get in the way of you listing 100 homes a year?
Just my own mind. If I decide, if I make the decision,
of course.
Choose, yet I have multiple coaches, not talking real estate. I make sure my body is healthy because we only have one body. I put my body under pressure that day with being in the office from 6:50 a.m. until 10:30. Actually, I finished dialing at 10:33. So, and we lost electricity. It was a nasty storm. That's why I had 2 phones, hotspot. God bless my friend hotspot. And that happened at 8:30. I was like, no, not stopping now. We are our biggest enemy. We are the only one that allows ourselves to get on our way.
That's it. 90% of success is in between your ears, guys. If you got that part down, if you have a plan, the rest is there. So let's do this. Let's pause for a second. Let's let Ariana have a couple minutes, and then Catherine we'll kind of step to the side, let her, and then we'll just open it up to some Q&A. And then we'll grub here with some yummy food. And then I'd love to hear once we're done some takeaways from you guys in the crowd of what your takings and understandings were. So come on up, Ariana. Yeah. We're gonna step away and I'll figure out how this works.
Yeah.
You're good. You're fine. I'm standing. Yep.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed what you had to share and was motivated and inspired by your journey. I really love when you mentioned, just at the end there, you said, my goal is not even to be number one. And I think what you're trying to say is like, your goal is to continually push and challenge yourself to grow. And that's for me, how I view it too. Like all these goals that we can set for ourselves are great, but really it's about the journey along the way and the lives that we touch, because that's what fills me up. It's not just like writing title insurance policies, writing real estate contracts. That's just the potatoes of it, but I really do love working with other people, being inspired by other people, and being inspired by people I help. So thank you for that. That was a great message. One title note for today is when you are working with buyers who are purchasing in an LLC, please make sure that this is for condos or homeowners associations, that the board allows the unit to be owned as an LLC. A lot of the times there's rules and regulations that don't allow that. And if you don't check that before, it can become a problem. You have to sometimes resubmit an entirely new contract, and then it's still up to board discretion, which could kind of derail a closing for something that's not expected. Just something to look out. Title note for the day. I'll see you guys over the next couple of weeks. Call me if you need anything, and good luck closing.
Rock. Thank you. A summary of that was, if you have a buyer under an LLC trying to buy a condo, buyer beware. Beware. Make sure that the condo association allows that. Good summary, right? Awesome. Catherine, are you here? Going once, twice. You're not perfect. All right. So that brings us back to us. We can stand. We're good. So let's kind of open this up to Q&A. Sue, if you could, anyone on internet land, just if you want to ask a question, just say, I want to ask a question. And then Sue will just because it's loud and it pops in the TV over here. And so we can stay a bit organized. Anyone here have any questions for Mate across the board? Anywhere you want to go with a question, I'm confident he'll be able to handle it. Do it.
So you use a Mojo triple dialer. And
Here, you might want to come up here so that they can hear what you're saying.
So the question was Mojo Dialer and what CRM do I use?
yes.
Got it.
Okay, we use Privity platform, which is owned by Ben Kenny, but we have been using it since 2017. But that day was all about me focusing on Mojo and following my schedule. It really started with my breaks. I had every single break scheduled. I avoided eating carbs. I had a trampoline.
Hold on. You have a trampoline. What is a trampoline?
Trampoline.
I know what a trampoline is,
Yeah.
but what do you have a trampoline in your office? What does it do?
Oh, when I feel tired, I start jumping on it and you get the energy level up. It's like Tony Robbins training.
So it's a little thing like this big,
Yeah.
right? And then you just kind of do this.
Yeah.
How fun is that? Oh my God, I think we're onto something. You guys see why we do Q&A?
You got a new one now.
Clearly. Clearly, my team are killing it.
Outside walks, doing push-ups with the team members, jumping jacks, you name it. Like I made sure I stay active that day. I make sure I stay active and energized every single day because we can pick up on each other easily. And if I know people are looking, and we have 9 agents in our team, I better count like 100%. I want people, I want to be a person that lifts people up, not put them down.
Amen. Wow. Well done.
And
Good.
so calling is the only
Lead generation source.
system you use?
That's how I developed warm calling and it was my first lab is expired and canceled. That's us go together.
But up until today, that's the only thing you do.
Well, now, you develop your career,
Yeah.
you get agent referrals, you get past clients, but all of them came.
Yeah, but besides that, that's it.
Yeah,
I think he's
Very-
looking for the magic answer.
no,
Of
there's
not
no,
having to
let me
pay.
tell you something, I wasted several thousands of dollars with the previous company, not having the systems in place. I would buy these online leads and do a whole bunch of things that wasted money without absolutely any results.
Yes.
And then joining Keller Williams, instead of giving me the fish, they taught me how to fish. So now all I have to do is activity. So we can look at, you can't have fruits without the roots. Stephen Covey said in the.
Look at
So
this, he's dropping all the nuggets.
What that means, what I mean by saying you can't have fruits without the roots, you can't get results without activities. You can't do activities without your habits. Everything starts with our habits.
You know what you said about Keller Williams just a couple of seconds ago, I think it's so true. Because I'm also an agent in California, and I just moved to Florida a few years ago. And I went from Keller Williams to Keller Williams exactly for that reason, because they even though I was continuing with the same activity, it's a different state, it's a different people, it's different everything. And I wanted to be, in a good place.
Yeah, and it's a great company across the board.
Yeah.
And I love that their new boat is teaching us wealth. That's something that I'm passionate about, because we have 3 different skills: making money, saving money, investing money. Usually we get stuck on first or second because society doesn't teach us to invest. They want us to be dependent. And another thing that I love about KW is like opportunities. And it's not opportunities for us, but what we can do for others. So in 2018, I went to my sister wedding, and my cousin is like, she's super smart. Like,
Your sister?
No, my cousin and my sister. But it was my sister wedding, and I spoke with my cousin, and she's like, and she finished like political science university. I'm like, I'm not like I'm the black sheep in the whole. Like I was the most annoying. I'm the youngest one. My whole cousins are older. I was the most annoying boy you can imagine. I tried to bully them. They would all kick my ass. I was never like quitting. So and a bunch of them are like way more educated than I am when it comes to formal education. So she finished university and she couldn't get a job in Serbia. So I was like, I asked her 3 questions and I left. I was like, okay. Spoke with my business partner, Pedro. I was like, she can do this easily. So now she's our listing manager since 2018, making double more than average Serbian, working 30 hours a week.
Wow, you guys didn't think the story was going to turn there, did you? Right?
My passion is to really improve life of 10 families outside states. Doesn't have to be Serbia by all means, because what we have here is like very rare. This is not the standard. This is exception. In many countries, people work to survive.
Awesome.
Here we have opportunity.
Huge. And so Will, you had your hand up?
Yes. Please,
Lori.
thank you.
All right, go ahead, Will.
I just had a quick question, and thank you for the information. Very helpful. From a time management standpoint, my question at a high level, what does your typical work day and work week look like? How do you break it up?
In time management, what does a typical work day and work week look like?
Okay, great question. So there's 2 different scenarios. When my son is with me and when my son is not with me that day. I wake up at 4 regardless. I work on myself for at least 2 to 3 hours. I work out, I meditate, I read, or I read podcast. Then when my son is with me, I cook because he's autistic and there is a special diet involved, so gluten-free, dairy-free. So I have to be very purposeful and prepare everything for him because the food in school, it's not gonna work.
Right.
When he's not with me, I try to be in the office by 7 or before. With my previous team leader, we were actually competing who's going to open office more times. And not last year. I didn't really call fresh expired last year because there were none. So I don't try to put effort into something that is not there. So I was more focusing in calling all expires. So I would start prospecting at 8, 7:55, 7:50 sometimes. Depends how I feel. Nowadays we have a role play. Well, this is all nowadays. Before I used to role play at 7, 7:30, and then I would prospect immediately. And then when we do bold, I like to be a good team player, so I would push the bold person to do at 6:30. So I would have anywhere between 13 and 15 role play sessions a week during bold. On the regular weeks when I'm not in bold, I would do anywhere from 7 to 8. I try to give myself always a couple of days off to only do one role play session. Nowadays we have a team 8:30, and I have a few supplement sessions, so still role playing. Then we have a 15 minutes break, then we have a team huddle at 9 a.m. and after that jumping on the phone and really protecting myself from anything.
Why do you role play so much, being in the business as long as you are?
Well, number one, I love to give feedback to other agents, and I really enjoy improving others, and giving them points of improvement is important for me. I can drive when I'm an agent, but if you're role playing with me and you're an agent, I'm going to stop, I'm going to pull the paper, and I'm going to write all the points of improvements and everything that you did well. So I always start my role play with things you did excellent, what I really love, and what are your points of improvement. So my dedication for others is much greater than me role playing as an agent, because we're way past thousands of sessions. Professionals practice, sorry, let me take this back. Amateur practice until they get it right. Professional practice until they cannot get it wrong. Therefore, I can't remember last time that someone, mostly sellers, because 80% of my business is sellers, stumbled me and that I froze. That's because of that one habit. That's what it is. That one habit is going to generate more fruits than anything else, because that's the root that we should all work on consistently.
The habit of learning what to say and being able to respond to anything that a buyer or a seller will say on the other side.
Yeah, other agent, when you start growing the team, in negotiation as well, everything is important, everything matters. We make our money by communication. So I also encourage read the books about communication, presentation, and really role playing gives us one single ability, and that is to be extremely active listener.
Active listener.
I don't have to think what I'm going to say. I already went through that thousands of times with other agents that I role play with. Therefore, I'm focusing solely on person that I'm in communication with. And many times nowadays, sellers are like, Mate, are you still on the phone? Are you still there? Oh yeah, I'm just taking notes because this is very important, what you share. I don't have to think. And that's really where we need to be. And it's a tool. And I'm still doing it because we have to continue sharpening the tool, because if not, it gets rusty. I'm not perfect.
No, and I think you're sharing information that a lot of folks that are on the internet and here battle with. They go, I don't know that that's what I need to do. I don't think that I need to do it today. And yet what you're saying is time on task, time on task, time on task over time. And all of a sudden it just flows and you're able to perform at the highest level.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody has scripts.
Right.
Doctor, they're reading script in front of us. Attorneys, the difference between $10,000 actor and 10 million is how they're delivering the same script. So the question is, do you want to perform at this level or you want to perform at this level? That really comes down to you guys. And what's your goal?
So Eddie, I saw you have your hand up. Floor's yours. Eddie Saeed. Yeah.
I just wanted to say hello to Mate because he's a good friend. And I wanted to welcome him to our kwAventura's office. And everything he's saying is 100% true. Just listen to him and follow him.
Amen.
Thank you, my friend.
Amen. Yeah. Eddie, we have in our office, I've dubbed it the Saeed effect, because he has been a pillar in the growth of this office, and what an awesome, beautiful soul. Eddie, so grateful to be in business with you. So any other questions? Let's do one or two more. Yes, we got two.
No regrets here. It's better to ask questions and, you know, I don't know it all, far from that, but I'll give you my opinion.
So whoever wants to go first.
Mine is simple. Do you have a hard stop? Like, what's your hard stop, especially when you have your son, you're in your day, hard stop?
Yeah, when
Do you have, do you?
yeah, I set expectations with everybody.
Yeah.
I was failing to do that before, and I would take him to showings and to many listing appointments. Now, no, unless it's like a 20-30 minute listing appointment and we do it Saturday morning, I'll take him with me just to get that signed and move on. But quite frankly, I really created my boundaries and I set expectations with others. And even when they text me, they apologize, yeah, I'm here with your son. So it's very important to set expectations with everybody. And that's why I really enjoy working in a team and why, you know, because we help each other.
Leverage.
Yeah.
Leverage is very, very important, and being very clear in your communication. Hey, this is when I'm on and this is when I'm off. And another angle to this, and correct me or add to this. When you have leads, when you have business, you can be and feel very comfortable in setting the rules. When you have one transaction or one client, you start to question, should I, could I probably should take that call, I shouldn't take that call. And this is the power of focusing on lead generation and having a business so that you choose who you work with and you set the rules versus, oh, wow, I really need that check. So let me now start taking calls at 8 o'clock and condition the client to think that I'm going to take calls at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Does that make sense?
Great point. Can I ask you to write something down?
Do it.
Lead generate so you don't have to tolerate.
Ooh.
We are gonna come across, yeah, so lead generate so you don't have to tolerate. We are gonna come across some people that are gonna be vampires. And what I mean by that, they're gonna try to suck energy out of us. I can assure you, it's much better that you end that relationship as soon as you see that, than you continue to allow a vampire to suck good energy after you.
It's awesome.
Yes, that's good.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
You have a question?
So, yeah, I'm new at Keller Williams and I actually joined because of the way it's formed and everything. I've had my license for maybe 4 or 5 years, but just put it licensed with somebody and never knew what I was doing. I had some other things I was doing and let it happen. When you do your calls, and I know that I have to learn all the scripts and everything, is it always the same thing that you say all the time? The same script when you get the call?
Depending on the source, if I'm calling expires, yes. If I'm calling for sale by owners, yes. If I'm doing my follow-ups.
No, like the first time, it's always the same.
Yeah.
So yes, and it depends on the source.
Right.
Right. So if you were going to call your sphere of influence, you would say the same thing
Yes.
to every sphere of influence based off of course, how they respond, you would adjust.
Right.
If you were to call for sale by owners, you would say the same thing based off of how they respond, you would then respond. But yes, it's not, oh, I'm going to pick to say this for this person and that for that person. It's literally, I like to say you become a robot.
They used to call me a robot in the office because I was so like, I loosened up throughout the years, but I was under a lot of pressure.
Have you
just to put it into perspective, 5 years ago, I had to borrow from my Serbian friend $3,000 to pay the rent. And I said, never again. So when I say I was under pressure, I was under pressure.
So have you heard the term repetitious boredom?
Of course.
What does that mean to you? Because it goes back to, it's kind of an addition to this question, which is we naturally think that, hey, we should change what we say because we got to keep it fresh. So what does repetitious boredom mean to you?
So I was actually sharing with Sarah. I had the pleasure to speak with Tony DeSello, who's one of the elite coaches in real estate.
So the name is Tony DeSello, who is arguably the greatest coach in real estate existence.
And we were interacting in 2019 for the regional mastermind, and he told me, the more bored you are, the more money you're going to make. And I love sport. I used to watch a lot of sport. Nowadays, I'm very selective, especially since Europe is 6-hour time difference. There's no time to watch anything. It's 2 p.m. here. I'm not watching soccer or basketball or whatever. But I do like some individual sports, and I often use role playing as boxing. In boxing, they say, don't be afraid of the fighter that practice 1,000 different punches once. Be afraid of the fighter that practice one punch 1,000 times. So that's what we're doing. We're practicing the very same punch. That's our line. Communication over and over and over and over and over. And if the market change, sometimes we have to adjust. That's why we're ongoing. I really believe I'm like a forever student. I'm passionate about improving and listening and hearing what's working in other markets and testing it here, because it doesn't cost us anything. The biggest investment we can do is invest in ourselves.
That's right. I completely agree. One more question? Anyone internet land? Oh, we going to eat some lunch.
No golden nuggets today.
Right? No, it's perfect. No, you got golden nuggets in there, man. Boom, drop the mic. So they lead generate, so you don't have to tolerate was the golden nugget today. And the punch one. Don't fear the fighter that practices 5,000 punches once. Fear the fighter who practices one punch 5,000 times. So that's that. So, all right, guys in internet land, see you on the flip side. Everyone here, thank you for being here.